What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how wide receivers can avoid getting jammed by a DB by having good hand technique off the line. So we're going to be talking about 3 different strategies that you guys can use to attack a DB's hands when he decides to get physical in press coverage. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope it teaches you a few things. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver, it's not just about your hands. It's also about your feet and knowing how to set up a DB with a press release. So if you guys would like to learn 20 different press releases, check out that very first link in the description below, where you can get access to a 50-minute long video where we break down 20 releases, when to use each one, the situation for it, and then drills to work on each one with sets and reps. So check out that very first link below. Let's get started. So when it comes to press coverage, when a DB gets hands on us, right? A lot of people talk about hand technique, having a plan for your hand, having a plan for your feet, but at the end of the day, what it comes down to is knowing which arm of the DB you have to beat based on his leverage and how you can set him up with your footwork. Those are the 2 key things when it comes to getting hands off you with the DB. So let's play this full speed. So this is a bad example. This is what you do not want to do. So this wide receiver just kind of runs off, right? He just tries to run around the DB. DB squeezes him almost like half a yard from the sideline, and that is almost an impossible throw from that QB. So how can we combat something like this? So we're going to show this example, break it down, then show a positive example of it against Jalen Ramsey, who's one of the best DBs and one of the most physical guys. So when you're here and you got a DB who's lined up inside shade, let's think about it, right? Why is he inside shade? He's inside shade to protect the inside. So off the line of scrimmage, no matter what route it is, whether you're running a comeback, whether you're running a post, you're probably not going to be able to get the inside release. That's where it starts, fellas. You got to have an IQ and you got to know what the DB is trying to accomplish based on his press coverage look or coverage look. So I'm probably going to take an outside release. So the whole point of DBs getting hands, the whole point of them shooting hands and jamming off the line is to do what? Screw up timing with the quarterback. So my goal getting off of press coverage, my goal to avoid getting jammed is to pretty much keep timing. My separation comes at the top of the route, not off the line of scrimmage right away. So you don't have to do super complicated stuff. We just have to be able to maintain timing and maintain spacing on the route. Now, this wide receiver, all we have to do to take an outside release, because we want to take an outside release because the DB's inside shade, is beat the outside arm. That is the only arm we got to worry about. If he gets hands on me with his right hand, fine. I still got the outside release, and I kept timing with my QB. Now, what a lot of receivers will do is that they don't do anything with their feet. They don't set up the DB. They don't attack his leverage inside. They're like the nail and not the hammer. They're not going at the guy. They're not trying to threaten him inside, and that's why he's able to just get hands right away. Because if we just let the DB eat up my cushion and all I try to do is swat hands, it's not going to work. We have to set up with the feet and know what to do with my hands. So let's play this thing full speed and you see what happens. This wide receiver just tries to run around. DB's able to get hands, and we're going to get squeezed to that sideline. Spacing and timing will be off. So let's play it full speed. Then we'll look at a clip here of the wide receiver doing the correct type of hand technique and talk about some things that you want to do against that press DB. So same idea. He's going to be running this like little stutter go, but DB's inside shade. So what hand, before I play this full speed, what hand do you have to beat? His outside hand. So in this case, it would be Jalen Ramsey's right hand. You would have to only beat the right hand. If he gets hands on you with the left, who cares? We're off of the press. We kept timing with my quarterback. I could go get up into the route. At the end of the day, it's about keeping timing. So let's play it full speed. So Jeffrey does a great job attacking inside and then just swatting underneath. And you see he's able to get him by a step. That is how you win off the line with hand technique, fellas. You get this DB off his platform, or you threaten him to his leverage, and we beat the hand that we need to beat. It is not overly complicated, fellas. Now, what are some things that you can do to beat that hand that he decides to throw? Because when you get him to move and you set him up with your feet, this hand should be easy money. So you could rip under. That's exactly what Jeffrey does here. He rips under and he just kind of clubs his hand off. You could swat with the left hand on his elbow and shoot over the top. You could shoot this hand over the top and chop down. You can do 3 different things right there that will all help you get off of that press coverage with that hand. But like I said, fellas, it comes down to IQ. IQ is what matters first. How do I know what hand he's going to jam with? Based on his leverage, how do I know what release I'd like to take? And that is what can help you win. Keep things simple, fellas. You do not have to do complicated stuff. Now, a lot of times what wide receivers will do is that they think, okay, this guy's going to get physical, and they won't move. They'll just sit at the line and they just try to wait for him to shoot hands. Meanwhile, that's exactly what the DB wants. He wants to screw up timing with the quarterback. Set him up with the feet, make him pay with your hands, but keep things simple, fellas. Let's watch this thing again full speed. Now, one other thing I also want to talk about, though, is when he does shoot a hand, and let's say you got him to bite to the inside, you're taking the outside release, you got to make sure you attack a point of control. And what I mean by that is either forearm, elbow, or shoulder. Those are the three spots you see when he rips underneath, he's at the elbow. Those are the three spots that will control him. A lot of guys try to slap the DB's hands away. That's not going to work. He's just going to put that hand right back on you. It's elbow, forearm, or shoulder if you can get to it. Those are the 3 points that will control that DB. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Then we're going to show two more examples of something we call a shoulder reduce technique that can help you get separation and help you get open against press coverage. So now, this clip here from Antonio Brown, let's talk about it, right? This is like, he's not right up on the line, but he's got about 2 yards. So every time you guys see this press coverage look, you got to add this to your routine. Okay, he's inside shade. What release am I going to take? He's going to be running like this, like come back and go route. This like a great, goal line man coverage route if the quarterback has time. But it's the same thing applies for if you're running a fade route, if you're running a freaking 10-yard out, a 15-yard comeback, same thing applies. He's inside shade, so what hand do I have to beat? It would be his right hand in this case. So I want to set him up with my feet. Let's try to move him off this platform. And sometimes I may not even have to beat the hands. I could just dip my shoulder and get up into the route. So let's play at full speed. So Antonio Brown does a great job of attacking. He just kind of dips the shoulder and reduces. And we're able to get plenty of space because he set it up with his feet. So he attacks him inside, holds the DB inside, and you see, he shoots hands. We can just dip the shoulder. We stay in a low explosive pad level position. That is also extremely important, fellas, to avoid getting jammed. A lot of times wide receivers will do this, and this recovery hand right here from this DB will allow him to get back on track because wide receivers will stand straight up in the air. They'll do a move and their chin's up in the air, their chest is up in the air, and when that DB gets hands and you're very tall with your pad level, that's an easy jam for him and an easy time for him to recover because he knows he got beat, so he's trying to react as fast as possible, so we need to make sure that we are getting off the ball with as much explosion and as fast as possible for us. So make sure we know how to beat that hand that we need to beat. Now let's play this thing full speed one more time. Then I'm going to show one more example of a real, really emphasized shoulder dip to get back on top. So now, a little bit different example than what we're used to, because this is something that you guys might see. So we got outside shade press, and he has to run a route like a corner route. So he's running a corner. This is about as good of an example as we can give you because it's outside shade corner route. Normally on a corner route, ideally, we would like to take an outside release, right? But sometimes when this DB's lined up outside shade, I can't do that because his whole goal is to protect the outside. Don't let the wide receiver run the fade, the corner, the out route. Force him inside because you probably have help to the inside. So as a wide receiver, I know when it comes to hand technique, when it comes to my release, I'm going to take the inside release, but what hand do I have to beat? The left hand. So if I could get his left hand off of me, I got the release. That's why it's so important to know IQ and know how to run routes. So let's play at full speed. So this wide receiver does kind of a split release and dips that shoulder and is able to get up into the route. And again, this DB was able to get hands with his right hand, but that doesn't matter. We do the split. All we know is we have to beat the left hand. And if we could threaten him outside, get his feet to stop, maybe get him to freeze a second, and he recovers with the right hand, dude, we're off the press. And because we're low, because we dip the shoulder, I have an easier time getting back up into the route and getting skinny on the route with space for my quarterback to throw me open. Fellas, it's about understanding the DB's leverage. Know what he's trying to accomplish based on how he lines up pre-snap. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Fellas, I hope this helps you guys out in terms of hand technique because really it's not that complicated. We talk a lot about the footwork and a lot about the feet because I think the feet are more important. You create space with your feet, your hands just don't allow that DB to recover and get back on track. Let's play it again one more time. Great job using the split, dipping that shoulder so that DB's not able to get hands, and we're able to create separation and give the QB space to throw us open by taking that inside release. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. Always great hearing from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like a 50-minute long video on 20 different press releases, when to use each one, and then drills to work on each one, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.